Hi there. I've been on my big walk this morning and I added a big hill to my walk. So by the end of my walk, I was really feeling some uh, soreness in my quadriceps and also in my lower back and my hamstrings. So I thought, guess what we're going to work on today? Quadriceps, hamstrings, and of course a little lower back is always going to fit in with all of those. Let's begin with some twisting. So twisting, twisting, get everything juiced up and moving. I can see that my light is right at the back of my head, making a halo. So just move with me as we're moving. I got a very nice comment from my friend Mr. Keating, who was a school teacher at my high school, at Through High School in New Mexico a couple years ago. And he was the cross-country coach and a great teacher. Made me really think about my upbringing there. Last couple here. Bring the hands down, bring one up and over, and stretch. You know, Through New Mexico is a tiny little place. There are still no stoplights as far as I'm concerned, but we lived there for a nice long time, and I went to high school. There were about 400 kids when I started high school, grades 7 through 12. There is now a new high school. We got one my senior year, and the old high school became the middle school. But thinking about a place like that, especially since I've grown up, I could have had a really poor education, but I will tell you that for the most part, the majority of the teachers at my high school were very engaged, interested in us, excellent teachers of their subject, and even though it was tiny, I went on to college and had success with the training and the experience that I had there. Lots of students from my high school went on to their own success. One running in the Olympics. My friend Mary worked for NASA and now she consults for NASA. She puts rocket ships in space. Other students, younger and older than me, have gone on to college to play athletics. Lots and lots of things, really interesting, wonderful people in music, science, teaching, lots of teachers from my high school. My besties, Cheryl and Roxy, are both teachers, currently still teaching middle school and preschool. Facebook is a wonderful connector that keeps us connected, and then I see them, they've raised children and grandchildren. They've raised children and have beautiful grandchildren that they're enjoying. Some have illness and have conquered cancer, and some have passed on, but just a great experience for my high school. Silly me, I wax nostalgic for a few minutes. Okay, shoulders, knees. You know, Through could have been a good place to be in the witness protection program. Who knows? You never know. It's pretty far out there. But our teachers were great. Okay. I have some notes today. Let's do this stretch. So you're going to lift your heel, keep your knees parallel, ankle nice and strong into the floor, not locking your knee but keeping it firm. You can also bend your knee as long as you keep the energy of this knee going down, tailbone going down, abdominals lifting, keeping open across the top, breathing for good measure. Yes, now let's add an angle and pull our knee pull our foot away from our hip out to the side. So that's going to look this way, just extending out. So I can feel that stretch a little more across the inside of my quad. Now I'm going to switch. Take it over to my side this way. Increase the stretch on this side. Not really putting strain on my knee, but feeling the stretch around in the quadricep. Either extend this knee, whoop, balance, always balance, and down. Bring it back to the center behind you. You can use both hands to hold that if that helps you, and that opens up your chest actually. Opening the angle of your knee, nice big stretch, and release. Let's do the other side. We're going to lift, knee straight down, legs parallel, nice strong foot. Now you can move down into the plie, of course, lifting, adding that. Extend the foot out to the side, keeping the angle of the knee nice and open. Do any of you ever think about your high school? Your friends? We're a little beyond that, but Facebook makes it so easy to stay connected. Know what people are doing. Okay, feel that right in the biggest part of the muscle, the belly of the muscle of your quadriceps. Back to the center, stretch, and down. Nice job. I want to do a 4 standing. So bring this up and over, bending over at the hips, lifting the abdominals, stretch down into the heel. If you need a chair, perfectly acceptable to help with your balance. So then you could hold on to the chair here, lift, even press a little with your hand on your knee. That should help. So right here, we're opening up through the hip, releasing these muscles in the gluteals, hoping to release the pressure around your sciatic nerve, always thinking about that one. Okay, readjust if you need to. Balance, balance, balance. Okay, switch sides. You can take as long as you need or come back to this one, and we're going to do it on the floor. So get as much out of it as you can. Stretching. Okay, you can move that hip too. Lift and drop. So you're going to press into the pressure and release. Coming up, nice job. We're going to do something new today, and it's not an uncommon stretch, but we just haven't done it together. The top of the head is going to curl up and over, and just slowly release so that you're curling down as far as you can go, lifting in the abdominals. Press one knee forward and the other knee forward. If your hands are here on your thighs or your shins, that's totally fine. And press. Last one. And roll up. So you're going to stack your vertebrae one on top of the other. Roll the shoulders lightly back until you're straight up. Now bring the arms forward and stretch them high over your head, keeping the shoulders low. Stretch, fingers reaching back behind you, so you're lifting and curving your upper back and a little bit into your lower back. If you would like to, you can keep your hands on your hips and lean into that stretch and coming back up. I'm getting warm. It's a cooler day today with a little bit of, we're overcast, but here we go. Top of the head now rolls down. roll down, hit your maximum, and keeping your heels on the floor, lifting your abdominals, just pressing one knee forward. All you're doing is letting go and releasing it. So what you're doing is releasing up in your hips just a little bit. You might feel it somewhere else. Last one. And rolling up. Stack it up, stack it up. Roll the shoulders back. Bring the hands either up and over or to your waist and lean back. If you're holding on to a chair, that's fine. And if you want the wall behind you to make sure you're secure, that's fine too. You can bend your knees and up, but stretch up and over. Bring it back. Doesn't have to be that long. We'll do one more set of those. Roll down, roll down, till you hit your max. Tread the knee forward, lift those abdominals. Remember to breathe. Stretch. It's actually a release, but you'll feel the pressure in different places. Last one. Rolling up. Stack it up. The last thing to come up, the shoulders, and then the neck straightens. Let's bring your hands up and at least reach back a little bit. Doesn't have to be far. Hands on your hips for your own comfort. Lean just a little farther. Lift those abdominals. So as you're working those abdominals, you're strengthening, but also stretching into your back is the opposite of what we do a lot. Open up those shoulders and bring it up. Something new. Hopefully that helps you. You can even stretch back with your hands onto a wall, maybe step away 2 inches and reach back with your fingertips so that you've got a little bit of support. That can be helpful. Okay, roll your shoulders if you need to, but let's go down to the floor and let's do a 4 sitting. So bring the ankle over the knee. This is going to help with the hips, hamstrings a little bit, and especially in the gluteals. Lift those abdominals, lean forward to your comfort level, go to your edge, and then release I don't want you to curve over, but release into it. So you're trying not to hold and grip these leg muscles, but stretching forward so that everything's kind of loose and free. You've got lots of freedom, and gravity is pulling your entire back forward, and you're helping it. Stretch. So this is a static stretch where we're releasing into it. Let your arms go if you want. Lay an arm on this just to add a little bit of the gravity weight. You're adding pressure slightly. Oh boy, you might feel a release. You might feel that burn. Bringing it up, switch sides. So lay this one down, nice and comfortable. Bring this other one up. The whole back is going to stretch forward. You might find that you have one side that is more flexible than the other. Totally normal. You can improve both sides as you're working this. Add a little weight. Have you seen the beautiful blossoms outside? As I'm walking, I just enjoy seeing the trees. Since I don't go with my friends very much anymore, I'm just observing, maybe making a phone call, talking to my mom or something, my sisters. Makes it nice. Okay, stretched into that. Lift those abdominals. Just think about it. Release everything else. Nice and free. release. Bringing it up. Okay, this time we're going to stretch forward with both. So chest comes forward, hit a maximum, make sure you release so your knees can bounce slightly if you'd like them to. Not gripping, we're not trying to hold anything here. Just stretching forward, stretch your head. Here I am trying to see you, but the most correct posture would be whatever it looks like when I'm up, that's how I'm going to take it forward. So my chin stays in relationship to my chest, top of my head reaching out long. My knees are still soft. I'm just letting gravity, I've got a little grip on my feet, but I'm not holding anything else. Just releasing into it. Release, release. Your place, your maximum is going to be different than mine. Some of you are more flexible than I am, and others are not as flexible. That's okay. We're all working on it. Okay, gently bring it up. Take one foot out about 6 inches and the other foot out about 6 inches. Sitting up nice and tall once again. Lean forward. Lean forward. Find your maximum. We've got a new angle. We're hitting the muscles in your hamstrings just a little different now. So start straight up, bring it forward. It won't be much different here, but it can be. From this position, just stretch over the front of that leg. So this one's giving me some support on the side. Got this one on the other side of my ankle. Giving a little twist to my spine. Little twist, little twist. And bring it over to the center and twist. Just gently, just increasing my range of motion. Stretch just a little. So I'm going to try to keep my head right where my posture would be. Bring it to the center and bring it up. Let's take our feet out just another 6 inches on each side. This time we're going to go twist, chest over the knee. I'm not trying not to grip anywhere else. Just stretch out over the knee. Lift your abdominals, open across the front and the back. Chest and chin leading gently to your shin. Okay. Can you feel it? I'm feeling it over here, and I have a little stretchy pain that I need to work on right there, so I'm glad I found that. Lift up and out of your hips, straight out the top of your head, and chest to the leg. Now I'm exerting a little more energy and effort into keeping the position. You can cross your hand over your ankle, bring this one to the side, and add a little twist. Come back to center, stretch up through, and lift. Center, twist right over. So I'm adding a little twist here. Bring it down, stretch. Looking at your ankle here. You can hear me, so I guess I don't have to make eye contact. But just feeling the stretch. Try to make sure you're not gripping anything in your leg. Stretching out through the top of your head. And cross one hand over, so you're on the other side of your ankle. Twist gently. So you're adding rotation and flexibility to your back, lower and upper. And we have spots in there that get grippy and have little spasms. This is going to help them. You might feel discomfort, but as long as it's something you can tell is going to help those muscles release, that's important. Okay, coming up to center. Let's take them out just a little farther so your hands can come up and over and go to the side. So I've got my hand just tracking down my foot. So I'm trying to keep open, just using a little bit of resistance with my elbow on my leg, trying to stay open, stretching up and over. So this is particularly in my hamstring. For you it might be a little different, but I'm aiming at hamstrings here. And up, and not so long that you feel strain, but I definitely feel like this is an important stretch for getting down into those hamstrings. So whether you're here, reaching, open across the chest, staying open, and releasing down just a little bit. So you can hang out here as long as you want, going from side to side. Just a great exercise for opening up. So you want to keep your sits bones, the ones that you feel pointed right on the floor, those are your ischium. You want to keep those on the floor and work around with rotation and flexibility above that. So, and I will show you what it looks like when you let go of that. When you get over and you go too far and lift this hip, you're losing the benefits of keeping that on the floor, because this, keeping those on the floor, help get the stretch through your side, up and over lifting, actually in the muscle here. When you let go of it, you're just losing all of that, and it isn't helping you as much. Okay, I hope you're feeling more flexible with that one. Let's go down to the floor because we want to get back to our quadriceps just a little bit. We've done these before. I have my heels about 1 inch apart and pretty close to my hips, and I'm going to put my hands on the floor and lift my hips. I'm going to roll up, not tucking in my abdominals, but pressing my abdominals to my spine, lifting my hips. Now right up on top, my quadriceps are feeling a lifting. That's where I'm working right now. I'm also curving up under in my hamstrings, helping to lift. Shoulders relax, chin relaxes. Lift through the hips and roll down. That was a lot of time explaining that. There's nothing wrong with that, but we also are going to get a little bit tired. Let's do it again. Roll up. So lifting the hips, curving the spine, lift, and roll down. This one again is like using the vertebrae when we were standing and curved down. Roll, lift. Keeping my knees about 1 inch apart, just above my heels. Roll down. One more set of those. Rolling up. And rolling down. Lift one leg, press through the heel, lift and down, lift and down, lift and down. Other one, lift and press through the heel, lift. So this is working on quadriceps, lift, and hamstrings, lift, and down. Bring both knees into your chest, keeping the angle of your knee open. Rolling side to side, both knees side. This is an added angle for twisting. Once again, trying to keep your shoulders on the floor so that the twist happens in your spine instead of lifting off and losing the benefit of this twist. Lift the knees and cross over. This is great for abdominals and hips. And up to center. If you're ready for it, we're going to go into some of the plow exercises. So lifting the knees, taking your feet up, you're trying to lift your hips and take your feet up and over as far as you can go. What we're trying to do is get our hips in the air and our feet behind our head. So you can hold it. We have a lot of balance in our bodies that we counteract with. So if you get your feet up there, that's going to help your hips get up in the air a little bit. Okay? If you're ready, take them on over behind you. So you should be feeling through the hips a little bit of stretch. Wherever you are, keep the legs straight and just relax them. So that's going to close up the angle of your hips, bringing your legs closer to your chest. My hands on my feet add just a little bit of weight to help that. I'm not trying to grip or stretch or pull anything. I'm just letting gravity release around my hips. So around my hips, I can feel up through my hamstrings. I can feel it in several places on the angles of my hamstrings. Okay, if you can, when you're ready, you can pull this down. You can either point your toes or hitch your toes up here. Either way just adds a different angle. Opening up the angle of my hips so that all of the stretch is around. Then you can close that angle with pointing your toes, and let's bring it down. So that's one that we're working on. We're working to get there if you're not there yet. Bring your feet together, release your knees. You can either cross your hands over or just feel right on your ankles. Can't see me, sorry about that, okay? I like crossing, that helps me stand just a little taller. Release. You can release over just a little bit. Now, cross your ankles and just get comfortable here. Up and over with one hand. This is another way to do this stretch. If you need to work on your side from your arm to your hip, just reach in here. You can hit lots of angles in here. Twisting just a little, even opening up, taking that arm back behind you wide. Other side. Up and over. We had a lot working on our hamstrings and quads today. Curve over into it. Reach back. Open up that shoulder. So you're really twisting through the upper back. Looking up. You might have a pinch under your shoulder blade or something that this can help. Bring it up. Bring one arm across. Get that stretch. Take it up and over. I hope that helps if you have any tightness in your hamstrings and quadriceps. Still always looking at the gluteals, trying to get them to release and release the sciatic. I hope you have a great day today. Happy breathing, smiling, saying hi to your friends. Thanks. Bye-bye.